Welcome back to Rebuild Rescue. All right, guys, so we're back here at the Bluffton Airport. We're back here with the Saratoga. Greg and I just flew in on 00 whiskey, or buckshot whiskey, and we have a ton of stuff to do in the Saratoga today, so we're gonna jump right in. We gotta get this engine buttoned up. We have to get some of the metalwork buttoned up, and we gotta get the interior in it. Plus, we have to finish up our annual, so we got a ton of stuff to do. We're hoping to beat some weather that's heading our way. What do you think?
We'll get there.
Yeah, so we have a ton of work to do, but when we were here last, man, we got so much work done and we're feeling really good about it. So we're gonna jump in, we're gonna get right at it and check everything out, get everything buttoned up, and we're gonna fly out of here. So before we even get into the video, I gotta give a shout out to the whole team, everybody here at Bluffton Airport over in Ohio. Literally, they knew we were coming. They pulled the Saratoga in for us and got their jacks out, had everything all set up, and Dave gets us Arby's. So, because we just flew in, we didn't eat anything. It was a 4-hour trip in 00 whiskey. So, yeah, so it's an awesome place. If you haven't been here yet, you gotta fly in and check it out. It's killer. So if you guys haven't gotten involved in aircraft maintenance ever, and you want a little idea what it takes to get one of those up in the sky like that, this is where it starts. And obviously with a really highly qualified master of A&PIA, Greg, this is all the stuff that we go over on this airplane. There is so much to do, you know, because of awesome people like Greg and so many other people in aviation. I've got to learn so much. It's just been awesome, but I wanted you guys just to have an idea of what this does take. So while Greg continues to work on the interior, I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna hop in the engine. We have to pull the intake off because we have to look at the condition of the turbocharger, make sure the impellers are good and everything. It's part of the annual. We already checked all the plugs. You guys saw in our last episode, we dug into this thing. We did a lot of work. So we're gonna do that. We have to check the clamps. There's an AD on them. We have to look at all the connections, all the cables. As long as all this stuff is good, and then we also do compressions and they're good, we'll be good to go. We can button this thing up. As long as the weather holds out, we're gonna fly. This is gonna make the coolest airplane Rebuild Rescue has yet. Can't wait to go on a mission. It's all coming together. Big old turbo. As we check the turbo doesn't have any end play, it doesn't have any free play. Spins well, everything looks good. Yeah, I checked the baffling in here, and the baffling's good, everything moves well. I didn't see any cracks. This was repaired a few times.
Yeah, I saw that in the books.
I may, if I see one that hasn't been repaired, I may buy it and maybe retire this one.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, for now, obviously all the repairs were done right. It's all in the logbooks and everything, so it's good to go.
Good.
All right, so everything checks out with the turbo. Everything checks out with any of the parts under here. We looked at the whole assembly. We looked at all the hoses. So this thing is ready to bolt back together. This exhaust clamp right here has an AD that just came out that we looked up with the ADs, with the other, I think 50 or so ADs that this airframe, and I think the engine even had more. So, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull this clamp off. We have to inspect it for any type of cracks anywhere, because Well, it's on the turbo, and this thing, especially on airplanes, being air cooled and everything, these get cherry red. They glow hot. It's crazy how many tubes and different things are right around this, because this gets hot. So they've had some failures in this clamp, so we have to pull it off, inspect it. And while we're at it, we're also going to inspect all of these other clamps. So also found some of them that weren't safety wired, so we're also going to torque them down to the right torque. And then we're going to run the engine, we're going to heat it up, and then we're going to safety wire them after we recheck the torque. All right, so we inspected the clamp. All of the attachment points are good. These are actually like spot welded. It's like a V clamp underneath here that's spot welded to it. That's good. It actually fits right inside of this groove here. It's a standard V-band clamp that you would find on, like, say, you know, a diesel truck or anything like that. But they had some failures of some cracks in these clamps, you know, some corrosion. So it's an inspection. This looks good. The V-band area of the turbo and the exhaust looks good, so it's good to go. Go ahead and hit it. So if you guys got AC, when you turn on the AC, that is your cooler for the condenser that comes out the bottom of the airplane. That's sick. Yeah, it works. Everything looks really good under here. Greg finished the job up. Greg and Joe
wasn't here.
Because Joe wasn't here. But these supports, they are all done. They're looking really good. Thank you, Flying Colors Aircraft Parts. John down there sent these up to me. He pulled them off of a fuselage down there. So John, thank you so much, and thank you for hurrying to get them to us. We got the flap on. So now we got it up in the air, and we're checking all of the struts. We're gonna check all the ball joints on both sides, and Greg's checking the one up front right now. So in a little bit here, we're gonna swing the gear, make sure everything swings right. It's all looped up. What do you think, Greg?
Should go up.
Should go up? I'm getting excited.
Okay, master on. Ready?
Here's the front. And there's both sides, it's up.
Looks good to me.
Yeah, it swung up. It seemed like it went up, you know, at the right speed.
Oh yeah, have plenty of power going up.
Yeah. This door's hanging down a little bit over here.
That's all right. We have to just heat that.
Yeah.
Heat it and bend it.
Yeah, because it looks like it's just
fiberglass.
Oh, it's just fiberglass. Oh, it's fiberglass.
Yeah, heat it.
Yeah.
Heat it and pull on it.
Yeah, because it pulls right here, so this just probably warped a little bit from time.
Yeah, that looks good. Why not?
Yeah? It went right up, like it swung up really easy. It's awesome. All right, let's see how it comes down. Now, so it's one thing coming up, it's a whole nother thing coming down. Looks good, pretty uneventful.
Go on this side, tap it a little bit.
On this side. Go ahead. So the pin, everything locked in, everything came down. That was an emergency release. everything's good. If any of you ever wonder where your reservoir is on a Saratoga, the brake cylinder reservoir is tucked right up in here. A little bit of a different place for it. We're gonna go ahead and clean this up. It's got a little bit of fluid on there. We're gonna top it off. That's just one step closer. Now this is an old school hydraulic fluid card if I ever saw one. That thing
That's
is
the old brake
awesome.
leaders.
Why don't we have one of these, Greg? All right, so we got the fluid checked on the reservoir. Fluid's good.
This can go on.
So last thing we have to inspect is we have to pull this tail cone off. We have to inspect all the mechanisms in the back here. I don't even know what they're called. Hey, Greg, what are they called? Trim drum. All right. Obviously look for corrosion, check the bolts, all that other fun stuff. So the last thing we had to do, hey, whoa, that's pretty cool. You shake it and it doesn't make any noise. And here I thought they were supposed to clickety clack, click, click, clack, click, click, clack. Like 90% of the Pipers that I've ever messed with. So Greg's referring to the bearings in here. If you guys have a Piper, check it out. They have bearings in there and they go bad. Get them looked at, get them replaced. But this one's good. So we're gonna take this thing apart. We're gonna give it a visual, check it out, lube everything up, button it up. And then I think we're gonna let it down off the jacks. And then we're gonna go for a cruise. Checking out the stop bolt on this elevator. I'll show you guys something. I can literally turn this out with my fingers. Now it only turns out so far because it probably has some gunk back in here, but this thing working its way out, it's the stop that keeps you from being able to lift your elevator up. So that'll give you a really bad day. Yeah, exactly right. I'm trying to pull back and it's not doing anything. So this was loose. This could back its way out. So this is the reason why it's on the annual check on these Pipers. So we're gonna snug that up. All right, she's down.
Okay, I'm out. I'm off.
All right, looking good.
We'll do the compression. Then, yeah, we'll get that cowl in there, and we just got to put that fuel selector on the bottom.
Yeah, that's it. Plugs, compression, cowling, fuel selector.
All right, fingers crossed. Here it comes.
All right, I got a rocket.
Yeah.
64. Good for a cold engine.
Okay, here it comes.
$77.
Okay, here we go. Last one. Coming on. Another one right up there.
Oh, perfect. Yep. Awesome. So I guess we're ready to pull this thing out.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we're gonna pull this thing out and we're gonna see if she'll fly. Well, we're definitely gonna have to do something as far as just at least run it up, right? Get some heat in it and everything.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna run it up, mag check it.
All right, guys. So it's getting dark. Greg and I are gonna go ahead and we're gonna see what this thing will do. Everything checked out. Everything looks good. How you feeling?
All right.
Feeling good?
I wouldn't want to wait till it was any darker, that's for sure.
No, that's for sure. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make some laps right above the airport and, just see how it runs, in a safe dead stick zone. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to lift off, we're going to circle the airport and see how she acts.
Go pump on. The plate on. I don't know what that is. We don't need it. Feel the turbo?
Oh my gosh, this thing pulls over boost.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
It's in the air.
Coming up.
Here coming up. Landing lights off. Wow, she's flying again. How's the temps looking?
We're all right.
Oh my gosh, good job, brother. Wow. So I don't know about you, but that was freaking awesome. So it when the turbo kicked in, it literally sat me back in the seat.
You feel that pull?
And then I could see that overboost
That's what I said.
coming on.
You don't really want to do it. I mean, you might be able to hold it at this at the end of the runway.
Yeah.
But let it get some airspeed, then push that thing in.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Good
Right,
job,
get
brother. Good job.
We're almost there.
All right, so it's day 2 of coming back to fly the Saratoga back home. We had a successful test flight last night. Everything went really well. I don't want to jinx us though, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But now we're going to go ahead, we're going to pull the cowling off. We're going to go ahead and just check everything over one last time. We're going to go over the whole airplane, make sure that we're not missing anything. And then we're going to take off and we're going to try to make it home. It looks like we have a little bit of weather coming in here, so hopefully we can get out in front of it, or if we don't beat the weather in here, hopefully we can get above it and go ahead and get home, because the weather's looking good at home. What's the plan, Greg? Are we gonna airport hop all the way back to Pennsylvania?
I think what we're going to do is we're going to look the airplane over completely. Look over, we're going to pull the cowling off, look at the engine and everything. What else did you say?
No, it's not supposed to be what I say. It's supposed to be what you say. Yeah, don't listen to me when it comes to airplanes. So we're getting ready to get this thing buttoned up, but there was one thing that I wanted to talk about. Last night, we got some news that is way bigger than the Saratoga. It's way bigger than our visit here and the adventure to get the Saratoga. Nick Vance, the owner here at the repair shop, and he's the manager here at the airport. We just got news that he rang the bell. He was with a bad cancer diagnosis a number of months ago. He's been fighting, and he was over at the Columbus Hospital. He rang the bell. He's actually away right now on vacation. I got to see him a little bit the other day, and he's a fighter. Congratulations, Nick. Look, cancer's bad. I mean, it's a terrible thing. It's one of the reasons that, we're working on the 401. Guys, if you've had anybody affected by cancer, I mean, you know how it is. So, Nick, congratulations, man. We were pulling for you. So awesome. It was such good news. It made this trip all worth it. So, just wanted to mention something. Now, we got to get back to Saratoga. So we did notice that we get a little bit of an overboost on takeoff. There's a light up on the dash. We got a little bit of a flicker on that light, so we wanted to go ahead and just check the wastegate actuator.
I guess we'll just milk it a little bit, and then I'll move the throttle and let me know if it moves.
Nice. And if anybody knows anything about aircraft repair, you know about mouse milk. Muscle and a hustle. Yeah, it's open. Yeah. Everything's working as it should. Everything sounds right. There's nothing jamming. All right, so we're gonna check a couple more things, and we're gonna button up this hood. We're gonna pull it out. We're gonna fuel it up. We're gonna head home. Final thing we had to do. Can't believe I almost forgot that, bro.
I thought about it last night. I just didn't feel like looking for it.
So we flew it last night. It was like dark and with a dirty windshield.
The least you can do is wash the fingerprints off of it so it doesn't look like we're amateurs. Yeah. All right, that'll help.
Nice. Yeah, it looks so much better. All right. The last thing, so we're going to get some stuff loaded up in here. We're going to pull it out. We're going to get some fuel in her. And we're going up there.
Clear prop.
Here we go, Chester County. 370 miles. All right, so I think I said 500 miles earlier. I guess that's driving miles. So as the crow flies, 370 nautical miles.
Engine instruments are in the green, but I think we're good.
So it's been about 5 days this is the 5th day that we've worked on this and or around it. Really took 4 whole days, but they were long days. Got to give it thanks to Josh for coming out. Obviously Greg. Joe couldn't be here today. We had to come back. He's actually at his dentist appointment today, getting some more dental work done. He's almost done. We got to hurry back because we have some stuff to do in the 401 yet, and we got to get Sam's Cougar done. I think all the parts finally came in.
Yes.
So we're going to get up in the sky. It looks like we're about, 300 nautical miles away. It's almost 500, if you're going to drive. But obviously, an airplane, it's a lot quicker.
Yes.
So, all right, let's see how everything goes.
Good, here we go. Bluffton traffic, Piper departing 2-3, Bluffton. Okay, we're all set, here we go. You're coming up. Yeah, I was trying to overboost again.
Was it?
Yeah.
On takeoff or?
Yeah.
Well, to check that. Could be a sensor, could be a bunch of stuff. All right, so Everything's good. She's flying good. All the gauges are, all the temps are good. Yeah, amps are good. Voltage is good. Strobes are off.
Okay, let's see if I can remember how to use this thing.
All right, so our next couple tests, I mean, really at this point, we got to check the autopilot, which Greg was just messing with, and it seems to be working well.
Working on the heading, so.
So the autopilot's working on the heading. Everything here is all in the green. Our temperatures are good. We're right at red line on RPM wise.
We're still full power because we're in the climb.
Okay.
Oop.
What are we cruising at right now? 160 knots.
30.
And this is climbing. Those are ground speeds, 160. And our climb is 130.
We got a pretty good
yeah, we got a good
today.
tailwind.
Probably climb a little bit higher.
All right, so we're about halfway through our trip. We just passed over Pittsburgh, and everything looks good. It's just been kind of quiet up here. So we're cruising right now at about 11,000 feet. Everything looks good, and this airplane is awesome.
11.5.
It's 11.5.
FR.
Oh, yeah, we are. Yes, we're up 11,500 feet. So everything looks good. Smooth sailing so far. What do you think? What do you think of the airplane?
Nice.
Yeah.
Going.
And there's all kinds of room.
Yeah, look at it. Oh, I can stretch out.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of room in it. Awesome airplane.
That's a buckshot whiskey.
Yeah, right. Buckshot whiskey? Toga.
Yeah, the Toga.
The Toga. I think that's working the name of Toga.
Toga?
Yeah. So pretty much the whole way, we've been cruising at 150 knot, and we're only burning 15 gallons an hour. Now we could run leaner, but I felt a lot safer running it, a little bit rich.
A little on the rich side.
A little on the rich side. And you know as good as well as I do, I've worked on tons of engines. The worst thing for an engine is, honestly, starving of fuel is the worst thing for an engine. We check the weight balance. We can haul around 1,300 pounds, right?
Yeah.
So we can haul 1,300 pounds in here, and we can cruise at, 15, 14 gallons an hour, and we can cruise at, 150 knots.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe you drop off that
we're
next
at
one to go 130, 140. You can burn 12, 13 gallons an hour. Just go a little bit slower. Yeah, and I mean, it all depends on what you're doing. You're staying low and you're going somewhere 65% power. You're still going to motor along down low. You got to go on a longer trip.
Get up high.
To get over this stuff.
All right, so we're descending down from 11,500. We do got a little bit of weather ahead of us, so we're just getting down underneath of it. And yeah, we're literally like 25 minutes from home. We got here so fast.
We might get to check out that air conditioner.
Yeah, right. She's running great. All the temps are good. Speeds were awesome all the way back. And honestly, we weren't even burning that much fuel. So I think this is going to become a favorite airplane for us. 100%. Great missions airplane. Great missions airplane. So happy with this thing.
Tuscany traffic. Piper's on a 5 mile final for 1-1 Tuscany.
All right, we got 3 green,
Fuel
gear
pump
was
on.
down, fuel pump's on. All right, we're down. Oh man, a hell of a good flight.
Good flight.
It was awesome. So this Saratoga is the coolest flying airplane. I think it's the best flying airplane I've been in yet to date. And I've been, well, that jet was pretty cool, but
Officially decided I'm gonna have to get a jet.
yeah, it just cruises 150, plus knots all the way back, only at about 14 gallons an hour. It's fast, it's comfortable, there's all kinds of room, and the air conditioning works. All right, guys, so we got the Toga back here, and I think that's what we're gonna call it. She ran so good, everything went so well. So now we gotta get it in the hangar, we're gonna check, make sure we don't have any oil leaks or any issues. There's a couple other things that we wanna address. Now we have an awesome missions plane. Guys, thank you so much for coming along with us on this adventure. I appreciate you guys so much. If you haven't done it, please subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the like button, and of course, have a great day. Thank you.